following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
What is up, RA Nation?
Yeah. What's going on?
Sometimes I feel like I'm living like I'm dead.
Oh, man. As soon as I hit 35, I was like, damn, shit's getting real.
Especially when it's routine and it's over and over and over again, and you're just, in this crazy spin cycle in the washing machine,
I feel like slapping somebody as hard as Kid Rock got, or Chris Rock got slapped last night.
Let's not go there, Will.
Yo, dude, welcome to Bel Air, bitch. No, for real. I have been waiting to talk about this all day. I'm not going to talk about it long. I am going to say, however, to slap another man, a man to slap another man on network television is not okay. That's I'm going to address right off the rip.
Yeah.
However, throwing some kind of G.I. Jane joke at my wife who has health issues regarding that sensitive subject doesn't warrant much room, comedic or not. I mean, I would have done it on the show. I would have waited in the parking lot.
I feel like if it was The Rock up there, I don't think that would have happened. But no, it was a 5-foot comedian. So I think he took advantage of that situation. But yeah, I totally agree with him standing up for his wife.
Yeah, no man is going to let his woman get disrespected on network television. No, one thing to go to a comedic event and roast somebody or whatever.
It wasn't a roast.
It wasn't a roast, though, right? So, everybody's slinging jokes all night. It was a great night overall. I watched the whole thing just because I'm a fan of movies. I'm a movie guy. It was great, man. And I'm going to stand up as a man and say that the women killed it as hosts last night. For as many years as they didn't have any guests to bring 3 powerhouse ladies out to do hosting, that was killer.
I agree. Yes. Go women. Women definitely have a spot in this world. And I'm glad that they were able to present that and deliver it with confidence. And yeah, very proud.
Yeah. So that was your weekend?
My weekend was crazy. I spent it in another concrete city. And by that, I mean, big city. I was in Louisville. Had a show me, a Reptile show. So this week with Standout Serpents, I want everybody to go check us out. Standoutserpents.com on Facebook and Instagram, and also on TikTok. I got some great stuff on TikTok. Go find me at Standout Serpents on TikTok. I dare you. You'll have fun. You'll like it. But this week I want to talk about tegus. Tegu. Tegu. Tegus are one of the most supreme of the reptile world. And I have a really good friend, and she did so much research, and I'm so proud of her for it. But she did so much research on whether she wanted a savanna monitor or a tegu. And tegus, did you know that tegus can actually dream? This reptile can actually dream. So they have you got a dog, you understand. You see dogs dream all the time. But to have a reptile full aware and conscious of that ability to dream, to be able to bond with a human being, that's intense. And tegus aren't a a starter animal, of course, but they're so beautiful. And so you'll have to go search a tegu and a little bit of information about them. And then also, if you're interested, come to Standout Serpents, talk to us.
I
And
believe I'm sharing you I got an image right there of it.
Now that's an Argentine black and white. They come in all different types. So we do some breeding projects at Standout Serpents. We have blues, purples. I have a fire ice albino. She is beautiful. She's a white tegu with gold fingertips. She's like a goddess.
That's cool. I just had to Google it while we were sitting here because I was like, I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
They're huge, dude.
Granted, they are running rampage in Florida, unfortunately, and they're giving them a bad name for it because they can be vicious and when left in the wild. They can be, but when in captive bred care, when they haven't, somebody taking care of them like you would a dog or a cat, they're really awesome animals. They'll sit up and cuddle up on the couch and watch movies with you. I mean, how cool is that?
I'm good. I'm good. Like, those are those things you fall asleep and they eat your eyes while you're sleeping or something.
No, don't spread false rumors. Yeah, man, you're supposed to be on my side. Damn it.
No, I'm not. No, I'm pro reptile all the way.
What's up, Thomas?
There are ones that I'm kind of like, Anyway, so
moving on.
We have an uncured show tonight.
Absolutely. Uncured and phenomenal.
I'm excited about this, man. So these dudes are epically awesome. Rex is a killer dude, and I had a chance to talk to the guys before the show. We're going to get them in here. It's going to be fun. Roxy, what is your favorite part about Uncured?
To be honest, the fact that they managed to cover a Slayer song, and they did it so well. They did Disciple, and they did it so well. Yeah. I'm so proud of that. It's hard to touch Slayer and do it well. It's hard. So when you do it and you do it that great, like I bow at your feet at that. But yeah, that's my favorite part about them, honestly. The part that just kind of made my jaw drop.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them factors with Uncured, though, with Rex and Zach and the bands. And
yeah, I've been doing some research, man, as I do every week on all the guests we have come in. But I have to say, man, these guys, like the young, the talented, like it's nice to see. I don't know, man. It's nice to see fresh blood out there.
So you're saying your favorite part is the fact that they're coming out with so much talent at such a young age, and conquering this music industry.
This goes to what I've said all along, every episode before this, and every project I've ever done musically. You have to be willing to adapt and grow and be fluid. And it's no longer a life of, hey, I have 2003 material and it's 2022 and I want to get on a show. And I'm just seeing so much of that right now, and it's just it's crazy, And you think about these guys; they started touring in 2017,
and looking at if you go to their website and you check out their tours, and the list is incredible of who they've toured with: Judas Priest, Lacuna Coil. They did Jamie Josta with from Hatebreed, and they did the song with them, and they were I forget where they were, but they were overseas on a tour. They'll have to tell us about that. But it was incredible, and the fact that they've done so much in such a small time frame, when people are out there reaching hard and they're going and going and they seem like they're going forever. And I want them to have faith that they can do it. They can do it because we've got proof that it can happen with these guys.
I did a deep dive on these guys and the family, like the camaraderie, the fan base, the just the way it all comes together is great, and the fans are diehard fans. You know what I mean? Like the hashtags are trending, like they're out there. You know, you can actually Google them and they'll pop right up at the top of your stuff. So I encourage you guys, man, to dive in tonight, man. Leave your questions, comments in there as well, and we will definitely get into those. But I I don't know, man. It's just, you know, when something's different, you know, when something's good, you know, when something's going to be or getting to that point. And I think a lot of bands are going to be like, wow, how do I do that?
So what we're going to do is we're going to bring these fellas on, Rex and Zach, because they're going to share their information with us. We're going to learn a lot about them tonight because they have a lot to offer. And we're here to learn. We're here to live, learn, and grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Live, learn, grow. So without further ado, here is Rex and Zach from Uncured.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing? I'm Rex.
What's up, everyone? I'm Zach. We are from Uncured.
And we want to say a big thank you to Roxy and Antman for having us on. And thank you to all you guys for watching, listening, or consuming this however you're consuming it.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you for coming and hanging out tonight.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, right off the bat. So you guys are strong and headstrong, right?
Yeah,
Headstrong.
we're both, but no, thank you.
Okay, so one thing I noticed about you guys, so physical attributes, you guys definitely you hit the gym, I can tell.
Right, that's right.
But that causes mental acuity to arise. You know, you're more sharpened in those factors.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like having a healthy body contributes to a healthy mind.
Yeah.
It's good to always get out of the house, do something active every day. And that's another thing about us. Even we're a young band, but we're also promoting, I would say, good health. And I do know for a fact we've had a lot of young kids start working out and like living healthy lifestyles because of seeing what we do out in public.
That's definitely awesome. I definitely contribute that the help, and I think I'd name the show that mental fitness, metal fitness.
Oh,
You know, that mental acuity, it goes hand in hand, and I appreciate that.
That's right.
You have to be able to hold those long riffs, you know?
Oh yeah. So I can tell how good my cardio is depending on my breath capacity around song 7. You know, that's like you can run all you want, but that's the true indication of like applicable cardio and fitness, at least in our in what we do.
I've never been up on stage and never played for, a lot of people like you guys do. So I don't know that whole world. So you'll have to enlighten us a little bit. It's definitely got to be hard. You say 7 songs in. I'm sure for other people, it might be like 5 songs in or 3 songs in or something. So what do you do when you get tired? Like how do you recover yourselves real quick? What is that secret?
Oh, what I think about is, well, actually, you don't know this, but I think about like figure skaters or like ballet dancers who are like doing all this very strenuous activity, but making it look like it's, effortless. That's what I like to think about. So in our case, we don't have to, we don't have to make it look effortless necessarily because, like we're singing and screaming and like jumping around and stuff. We're not really dancing. I dance a little, but I like to just think about that kind of mentality of presenting it the way that we want the audience to see it, as opposed to like if we're tired, they shouldn't know. They can't know.
Yeah, they'll feel that, won't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're tired. It's more like we're. It's more just like you wanna keep giving it 100% the entire time.
That's right.
Yeah, every tour, every stop, every show is new, and and you can't let them see you tired. It's like that one time they see you, and that's the one time you're famous.
Yeah, well, also, like we like to think, regardless of how many people are there, like people are still processing the show the exact same way. So I feel like some bands that I know like will see like less people and then be inclined to perform less, but those people are going to come back, and you want them to come back. So how do you do that? You have to play to 20 people as if there's 20,000 people. makes no difference to us. We do the same show every night.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah. Consistency is key.
That's
So-
right.
Real quick before we dive in a little bit deeper, let's get to know you guys for who you are, Rex and Zach.
Roxy loves this, for the record. Like this is like her moment in the show. She loves this.
Well, that's important. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
So New Jersey area, correct?
That's
correct.
right.
Yeah. And so how long have you been playing as musicians? Did you guys start off as young children or
We started playing guitar together at the ages of like 10 and 12, and our dad played some drums with us, so we started playing together at a younger age, which is important because a lot of people just start playing by themselves and you need to learn how to play together. But we started touring in 2017. We were writing our own music all the way up until then, so for years. And we released a few things back then. It's all archived now, so yeah. But it's all secret stuff. But we've been playing guitar for probably since we were like 10 or 12, so that's like over 10 years now. And we've been touring for over 5 years.
Or almost.
About 5.
Yeah, roughly.
Nice. If you were to choose any band that you would just absolutely love to tour with, and grant you've toured with so many people, but is there somebody on your bucket list that you want to tour with?
I think, well, Linkin Park. I mean, obviously, I know that they're not doing that anymore, but that's the first band that always comes to mind.
Nice.
And your other favorite band?
Oh, and Bring Me the Horizon. Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
those are kind
nice.
of my two favorite bands, I would say. And I feel like there are, we have elements from both of them in our music, but I think it's undeniable that it sounds very unique from those two other bands. But, like we look up to them and reference their stuff all the time.
What's your favorite instrument to take on the road? Other than what you play on stage, what do you have an instrument you like to take that nobody gets to see on the bus or on the tour or anything like
So
that?
we travel in a van
Yeah,
with no trailer even, and we have very little space.
we don't have any room to take any instruments we're not using on stage.
So we travel pretty hard. Since having a van without a trailer, all the gear goes in the van. It's separate from the seating area, but that makes the seating area smaller.
Yeah.
So we don't even have rooms we don't have suitcases of clothes. Everyone just has a duffel bag of clothes.
Yeah,
So
basically you get a duffel bag and a backpack, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like if you're going on an airport, you get your carry-on, your bag, and your personal item. With us, you only get your carry-on and a backpack. That's it. Yeah. But so there's no room for ukuleles or violins. Or music.
I had Mike chime in with a kazoo.
Well, I guess
kazoo.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
a kazoo we could bring, but only the person playing it would enjoy.
I don't
it,
think no one wants to hear a kazoo 8 hours into the drive.
You guys have a particular guitar that you guys like to take? Do you guys have one or two that you take from time to time or swap in and out?
We both use the two same. How am I saying this? We both usually use the same guitar each.
You
that's cool.
alternate.
And we are sponsored by Schecter though, so when they get some new models in, we'll likely start promoting those by playing those on stage.
Mm-hmm. So in the beginning, I used to always play an 8-string, and I would in our first tours we just played the guitars we had, but then as I always liked to use my newest 8-string, so like the Hellraiser Hybrid. And Mayhem Mike is asking, I had at one point I had a new 8-string and an old 8-string, but then fortunately I was able to get the exact same 8-string, the same model, just in a different color. So as a primary and a backup.
Nice.
And it's always ideal to have the exact same guitar because so it has like the same pickup output, which with like hitting the board, it all makes a difference. And so it feels the same and all of that. It's always ideal to have the exact same backup, but at the moment now, since we're transitioning, on our last few tours, we did not have identical backups, which was always a little risky, but we did not break a string, so we were good.
Well, I did break a string, but it was in the last song, and I knew that I didn't necessarily need that string, but the guitar went sharp as a result, so I just held the whammy bar down like roughly a half step so that I could play the last like 12 measures in tune.
Great improv.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Thank you.
You know, that goes back to the beginning of me and Antman's conversation with routines. And when you go on tour, you have routines that you have to follow. So you kind of need your instruments to follow the routines with you, huh?
Of course.
Right. You know, that was actually a bit of an anomaly that we had the string break because it broke in a spot where there wasn't much usage. So I was actually quite surprised by it, but it did break on a large bend. So I mean, it's understandable, but that's not a thing that's happening frequently. Just for the record.
We have a really good question here by Mia. Mia, I'm sorry, however you pronounce it. I apologize if I'm wrong, but you asked, are bands touring again during the US and are they only starting back here in Australia later this year? So can you touch base on a little bit of your touring and what you do and how you're touring?
Yeah. So after last year, after most people got vaccinated, so we all did, and that was right around like April, May. We were able to start playing shows again in July. And
we toured with Carnifex.
We were direct support to Carnifex in the US. And then we also were direct support to King
810. And then after that, we decided it was time for us to do our first national headliner, which is what we just got off of a week ago, actually. I think we're back 1 week as of today.
Yeah. So I guess to answer your question, we've played 50 shows since the end of COVID, since things started opening up again. And and I think there's a ton of U.S. tours going around now currently.
And there will be more this summer, as we are going to be continuously alluding to until we can talk about it.
And I do think our tour with Carnifex last summer was one of the first tours to go out again.
I checked this. I think it was the very first national tour, at least in metal, rock and metal.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you didn't have any fears at all then, did you?
Well,
I mean, maybe a little, but
I mean, there's always, like, when you go out to do anything, there's always inherent risks, and it was more like we were willing to accept those inherent risks to get back to doing, what we love, and also doing our job and giving people a good time every night. And then people that wanted to come, they understand like the inherent risks that come with being out and about, and it's just like anything, But everybody can make their own decisions, we think, and do what's right for them.
And especially hitting your guys' prime with that, after your second release of your album, or the release of your second album, being able to put that music out there and deliver it to the world, I think that is important as well. And so I commend you for standing strong and doing that. I definitely do. And music never stops in anybody's world.
That's
right. I always tell everybody music is therapy. And I want to talk about genres. You guys walk this line. Nobody wants to be put in a genre box, right? Everybody's like, well, we're kind of this and we're kind of that, but we're a lot of this and maybe a little bit of this. And I think you guys definitely walk that line where you're pulling from a lot of genres for sure.
I always say that we're rock and metal because I feel like that just encapsulates not everything we do, but most of what we do, because there's so much room for variety in those two genres.
Mm-hmm.
What's your writing process like?
We don't have a set process necessarily, because I think that inspiration comes in very many different ways, and you shouldn't feel like you need to go about the process in the same way each time. That being said, it's usually just sitting with a guitar and guitar, keyboard, and a vocal mic set up, and just putting melodies and riffs together that feel, as long as it feels meaningful and as long as it feels, as long as it bangs, that's kind of the process.
What do you guys feel sets you apart from other bands? Like when you guys go out on these tours, you're with bands and with bands with following in some cases. So how do you set yourself apart from the bands that you're on the bill with?
I think that we have a youthful yet mature energy. No, I don't want to say mature. A youthful yet well-versed energy. So like A lot of the bands that we play with are nearly twice our age, and there's they you know, if you've been touring for 20 years, you don't have that same go get that same vigor as like, guys like us do. So like what we do is we're gonna bring the most intense and personal show that we possibly can every single night, and I think that people can really feel that, especially like on this last headlining tour. I think that something clicked, and everything going forward is going to be a visceral performance.
I would also say we stand out with I'd say we stand out because of our guitar playing. So we've always been really into practicing and playing solos. We have tons of guitar solos in our set list, and there's some bands you go to see, there's not a single solo in their set list. And
it's very sad.
And not to like genres like metalcore or like a lot of those metal bands, they just have riffs the whole time. They don't have solos. So we have a ton of guitar solos, and when at like a live show, that's what really stands out, because every band before you just plays the riffs, plays the songs. You need to have the solos are something that are unique, and they sound like no other bands, and that is something that completely sets us apart.
I gotta say, that's what brought me into the music world. Was Zakk Wylde was my he's what brought me into metal, and watching him with his solo performances just blew me away. So
definitely.
So when you guys talk about getting on, being the reinvigorated versions, being on the shows, being the younger guys and stuff like that, when you guys talk about being out there, how do you guys are connected? Like, you guys are like, you can tell when a band knows each other, when they're really tight and stuff like that. And you and Rex have a very unique chemistry, and you can see it in photos, you can see it in social media, and some of the footage that fans have gotten of you guys. Is it a moment where the band is just with each other right there and nobody else is around? Because it sometimes looks like you guys are just there, and everybody's just watching. I mean, it's really impressive to watch, because not too many bands can do that.
Thank you. I think what makes a show really engaging is having ebb and flow and different points of interest. So I feel like sometimes, like when I put the guitar down and I just sing for the songs, I'm not thinking about anything else besides just delivering that vocal in as good a way as I possibly can. And then other times, when we're doing the guitar harmony thing, it's just like me and my brother playing a sick, like lead. It's a very different energy, and I think that it really brings you into the show, because it's not just the same thing, the entire time. There's a lot of variety.
I love when you can go to a show and you can feel the music leave the body of the artist and it just flows through the room. And not too many people look at me and they're like, "You're crazy." Like, no, it's a thing.
Yeah.
When the band is feeling it and they lean back and a wail and it's just there. I mean, if you're in the front row, you're just kind of amazed at that moment,
That's right. Definitely.
Yeah, we also don't necessarily we don't expect the crowd to do anything, because I feel like, since we were talking about there being a lot of variety, it's totally fine if they just want to stand there and watch, and even if their face is expressionless, that doesn't mean that they're not having a good time, because everybody processes things differently. And since there is so much sensory input of running around, jumping, guitar, no guitar, singing, screaming, we have a drum solo, we have a bass solo, guitar solos, leads, parts we all play together. It totally makes sense to us that there's not moshing the entire time, because it wouldn't even make sense to be moshing when we're playing a harmony together.
With all of the touring and everything you guys have been doing since 2017, that doesn't go without saying that there hasn't been some band changes and some things going. How did you guys handle the band changes and all of the significant changes you had to go through, and then prepare for tour? I mean, because those are two different mindsets, and if you set in too many of them for too long, you can really get lost in it. So how did you guys separate the business and all that?
I'm sorry. What was the question again, sir?
So I wanted to ask you guys, you know, you guys started touring and stuff like that in 2017, but you've had a lot of you've had band changes and members come and go, and you've had,
I see. Yeah.
and wanted to ask you guys, you know, touring and band changes and writing and stuff like that. How did you guys tackle each of those problems and still success with the tour?
So we vet everybody very carefully, you know, because our unit is very small. We travel with 5 people. So the 4 guys in the band and our manager who also does live sound. So like I'd say trust and loyalty is a very important part of this, because we're living together for, you know, like a whole month straight, like sleeping like this close to each other, literally. So if I can't, you know, like if that trust and loyalty isn't there 100%, then it won't work out. But Zach, myself, and Micah, the 3 of us are like this, you know, complete trust across the board. And we for the summer, the tour's coming up this summer. We're going to be working with a different drummer. We have 4 guys that are fantastic, that are all very excited at the prospect of playing with us. All fantastic drummers. We just got to find out which guy meshes the best with us.
I would also say every single band like that, every single band that's been around for a few years, every band has had member changes.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a natural part of the band. People join, people leave. It's like any job. You have someone hired for this position, and then they leave for some reason, or they're fired, whatever.
Life happens.
Yeah, but like that's an expected part of any percussion. Percussion. No, that's an expected part of any occupation. People come and go.
They're close.
And we know that since the core is always tight, if we need to swap in a member here or there, no big deal, because as Rex is the main singer, I just do the backup singing. We know that as long as the main singer doesn't go anywhere, and we still have the brother aspect doesn't go anywhere, we're going to be all right.
Hell yeah.
Got to follow the musicianship as well as the talent.
That's right.
Got to even out, right?
I got a message from a friend who's tuning in. He is asking, how do you keep the road separate from the ladies? How do you guys have ladies on the road? Because, you know, ladies love blonde hair, blue-eyed dudes. You know,
Do they?
So how do you guys tackle that and the road? Or do you not even?
We're not tackling any ladies. Let me just put that out there right now.
No, so we're very professional. I have a girlfriend here at home, and since like the people that come to our shows, they're our fans, and we treat them nicely. We always hang out with everyone, take photos together, but we're not like hanging out with
boundary crossing.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I have my girlfriend here at home. Rex is the same way.
I'm soon to have a girlfriend.
Yes. But the most important thing is always having your head on straight, ready for the show, because all the technical and all the things that go into putting on the best show, you can't have your mind somewhere else. You got to be focused. And there's a lot of things that there's a lot of distractions that a lot of bands could fall into. One of which is what you mentioned, as well as partying, drinking, all that stuff. And if you want to be a successful band in 20 years, you need to be smart now, and you can't be getting distracted by all that other stuff, like those 80s movies, like rockers, partying, drugs, all that stuff. That's why the movies end with like the artist burning out and all that, those classic endings you hear all the time. So we're focused, and we can't have anything throw us off course.
That's the perfect answer for sure. Because everybody has been instilled with sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right?
Right.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Because, you know, women, drugs. And the fact that you guys are still in the mindsets and you're focused, it's amazing to hear that from you guys. And especially at the age that you guys are, and you're going places, and I love it. And I love for everybody to realize that those distractions, they're not worth your time. They're going to bring you down. So
you guys get your dad up on stage with you at all when you guys go out? Does he come on? Does he get on stage with you guys when you guys?
Not on drums, but we did have him. Okay, so there's a song. there's a song. I'll give a little anecdote here. There's a song that we've been playing for, I'd say 4 years, and it was well overdue for it to come out of the set. But we wanted to give it a proper send off, so we had our dad come up on stage and sing one of the parts, and it was the last time we're ever going to do that song, and we got a video of it. So
Oh wow,
it was the perfect send off. Yeah.
that's heartwarming for
But
sure.
that's the only time he's ever come on stage, and he was like, "I don't want to do that again," but it was fun.
You got one. You got one. You got your one. That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Right on. Right on. So, what do you guys? When we talk about the writing process, it sounds like some things come easy, but when we talk about it, like what comes hard for you guys? When we're talking about new creating processes, because you guys are brothers. So, I mean, how do you? I mean, like there's that brotherly thing, and then there's the writing and the process. How do you guys? You seem two strong-willed individuals. So, how do you?
I guess I feel like you're asking, do we ever have any disagreements and how do we resolve them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are both pretty steadfast, but when it comes to that, I feel like there's a mutual respect, and we work things out accordingly. The main part that stresses me the most is the mixing, like the getting it to 90%, 95%, like isn't very stressful. And then just that last push over the cliff, I can be a little nasty sometimes. but like we're all happy with all the music that we released so far, and the new stuff that is unreleased that probably won't be out for at least a couple months is we're more proud of that than anything. Like I can't wait to put it out, because I'd say the progress from what's out there now to what's coming is monumental.
Have you guys thought about doing features in between, like when you guys are like just on your downtime from touring, just to do it? Have you guys thought about doing features with others?
As in, we're featured on someone else's stuff.
Yeah, we're open to that.
Mm-hmm.
We just toured, and the band that was direct support to us was a band called Versus Me, and we talked to them about having me sing on a song and Zach play a solo or something. And yeah, we're totally down for that. But this week was kind of like a detox week, I would say. Not detox, sorry, like a relaxation week. And then week after next, we go back full time into doing 3 more Uncured songs.
I think detox is accurate. Being on the road, I don't think people realize like the junk food and the ins and outs and being around with everybody. Like it really is totally I need to get this off of me for a couple days.
Yeah. I mean, it feels good. Like we had 8 shows in a row, and when you have 8 shows in a row with long drives, there's no time for hotels. So we only showered like once during that at a Love's, which is a truck stop in the middle of
Our favorite truck.
Yeah, they're actually very nice.
Yeah, I actually love them.
They are.
You get it's only $14. You get your own private room with a shower and other amenities. So it's
way cheaper than a hotel room.
What?
Way cheaper than a hotel room.
Oh yeah. So we only but you could go 4 days without showering, and all that. I mean, all that sort of. It's just gets exhausting, not having like a nice clean shower every night. But you
Just
power through.
Invest in deodorant. That's
Yeah, we use like
That's a-
body wipes and washing sinks and stuff.
Baby wipes, baby. Like baby wipes, man. I'm telling you. Like, yeah. So, the States is one thing, but international,
Yeah.
that's another thing. Let's wrap our heads around this. Fellas, why don't you fill everybody in your international experience?
Right.
Okay.
I would say our experience in South America is very different from our experience in Europe.
Yes.
So those are our 2 international things.
Now it could be specific to like the way that the tours were scheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that being said, in South America, it was awesome. Like it was the best. I feel like, okay, we're like, not to mince words, we were treated like rock stars in South America. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
There was one show I remember specifically where there were so many fans like outside the venue that they put up barricades and had security walk us in, and like that has never happened in the United States, not even close.
And fans came to see us. They were waiting at the airports when we arrived and when we left,
and at the hotels.
And we got hotels every night, and then you're on a plane the next morning.
So we had to fly every single day for every single show because you can't necessarily drive between all those countries. So we had our gear taken. I think the gear was driven, but I think it was some like special.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, honestly. They didn't really tell us.
Yeah,
They just treated you like royalty, and that's
It
wow.
was nice. So like we flew everywhere, and then we're shuttled to and from hotels. And the gear was taken. So it was a very different experience from the United States, where it's like United States, there's 5 of us and we're doing like
You're on your own.
We touch every piece of gear like 12 times a day, just moving it constantly.
Yeah. And then in Europe, we were on a bus with another band. And the thing with those bunks is the bottom bunks, the top bunks are pretty nice. Like you're able to sit up, but we were all in the bottom bunks and you can't even sit up all the way. So it's dark, it's cramped, you can't see what you're doing.
So they were a little claustrophobic, I would say. There were a lot of people on that bus. Too.
And
there was like 20 people.
Something like that. And when the bus doesn't stop, when we want to get like, if you want some like nice hot food or something, the bus isn't going to stop like we would if we're in a van. So the bus just goes from point A to point B, no little stops along the way.
No, nothing. Yeah.
So that made it quite unfun, especially not having any windows. And the only windows were like downstairs, but like that area was quite messy because so many people were there. So it was quite a rougher touring experience as opposed to South America.
But like we said though, there was I think like 20 people on this bus, and there were only like I don't know how many bunks there were, but the bunks were it was a double-decker bus and the bunks were stacked. So like somebody's right above you and the bunks were like this big. It was
very confining.
It was and then the hallways were so narrow, so like if you wanted to get out and there was like even just one person there like going through their stuff, you have to wait, and it's like I want to get out, but you can't. So it was I actually prefer the van. Prefer a van over a bus.
But we both prefer the airplanes and hotels.
Yeah, I mean, if we had to pick,
the fandom, the fans and the music and just the way it's all perceived in South America is totally different. And you can say because you've like read about it, but you guys experienced it firsthand. It's just a whole different kind of mentality. I feel like, man, I'm going to say this, like I live in the States, but I feel really bad, but like other countries take better care of their artists.
Yeah. I guess what I think about it is more like they don't get as nearly as many shows. Like I'd say damn near every week in touring season, there's a massive act coming through every big city.
In the United States.
Yeah, so in the United States. But in South America, like it's very few and far between. So when we toured South America, we were direct support to Lacuna Coil. And we do well in South America and they do well in South America. So it was just like unlike anything we'd ever experienced.
Was the fan base or the therefore the show was it bigger than your average United States show?
They were roughly 1,000 to 2,000.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it also depends on like I'd say Lacuna Coil. It was probably their shows in South America since we toured with them in the U.S. They were bigger in South America. Yeah, but it was also 5 shows in like main cities in Brazil, then Argentina and Chile. So of course those are all like hot spots for rock and metal.
It's true.
Wow, that's really cool to know about that side of it. We hear so much about how it is in touring in the U.S. We hear that so much. So being outside of the States is different,
Same thing. We were going to go to Mexico in 2020, but that was canceled. I think even though we've never played in Mexico, I feel like we could bring in at least like 300 people, just because like that people in Mexico want to go to metal shows from like everything we've seen, it's like so much more. It's like a huge event there.
It's a very, very devoted fan base.
Yes.
You guys covered. You guys got 2019's cover of the year for Disciple.
Thank you.
When you guys talked about doing this cover, was it just hey, we're gonna do this, or was it a strategic, this is what we want to do, this is where we're gonna go?
Well, the 5 of them, I would say they were all strategic picks. So we did Roots, Bloody Roots to play in South America because that was right before we went there. And as you all know, Sepultura is from Brazil. So that's why we did that song there. We did Ventura Highway to showcase Rex his clean vocals.
Kind of the first song with like, it was actually the first song we ever did with all only singing.
Yeah. And then our other songs were, well, I mean, I guess they're asking about the Slayer one in specific. I'm not sure. I feel like we went with Slayer. You know, I'm not exact. I mean, we went with Slayer and Pantera.
That's
right, because
Slayer.
That's it.
I don't know if there was a specific reason behind that one, but it's like we're gonna do a cover EP, so like let's definitely hit Slayer and Pantera.
Pantera. Yeah. And the other one was Beastie Boys, so we did a rap rock song with more of a metal edge and a guitar solo.
Yeah.
All of the cover songs are fantastic, so everybody's gonna have to go check that out at uncuredband.com. Go to the YouTube page for that. All of the, not just the cover songs are great, but all the songs you play are amazing. And again, we walked that line of the genres, and you have so much to pull in from so many areas. And what I want to do now is I want to touch base on the newest video that you guys just put out, Living Like I'm Dead.
Yes.
And I want to play that for everybody because you have to experience Uncured, and you have to just dive into them because there's so much to offer from this band. But Rex and Zach, I want you to kind of give us a little bit of a rundown about maybe how the music video was making Living Like I'm Dead, or writing the music, something about it. And then if you announce it, I'll go ahead and play it. But yeah, give us some details.
So we've done music videos in the past where we had like film crews do it. Living Like I'm Dead was the first video we did all ourselves, and was actually filmed in this room right here. So in this room, yeah.
So I don't know if you guys can recognize it at all, but just everything was filmed right there.
Yeah. So we had
tell them about the fog.
We had a fog machine. That was, the fog really helped make it look more than just like a studio video. And we had the tube lights. So it's important, sometimes you have like a big budget video or whatever. It's important to also be able to make a high quality pro video just on your own without having to spend money to do it. And when you're able to do that, like we have video editing capabilities as well as song editing capabilities.
On that front, Zach does Premiere and I do Pro Tools. So like Zach does more of the video front, and then I edit the audio stuff.
Premiere's a beast, man. And anybody who's in a band, like who's using Premiere to do their stuff, like knows, like it's a beast, bro. You know, and you can it's its own thing. So,
and then we filmed a brand new music video for an unreleased song that will be coming later this summer.
That one's a bigger production, and we're gonna actually probably make that like a big release. And we are considering signing to a management company or a label to promote that song specifically, and then the other ones that we're going to be doing in the next album. So that being said, for the next album, actually, 2 songs are completely done. We are playing one of them live, and then the other one that we did the video for, that we're keeping very under wraps until we actually release it. And then we have 3 more songs that are written, and we have pre-pros on the computer right there, but they're not actually finished yet, like the full recording.
Got a lot of big plans happening, huh?
That's right.
Never stop, right?
Right. Yeah, no, I'm very excited to so like I said, this next week we're not doing any studio work specifically, but the week after that we start back, and we're gonna do 3 more songs. And I think for all things included, mostly referring to vocals. It'll take about a month
Mhm.
because I do all the backing vocals too. I think that it's really important to have like, I basically, if I'm telling the story, like I'm singing the song, writing the lyrics, singing the song, and telling the story, I don't want to have somebody else come in and do a background vocal. I think it should all come from the same voice. Really pull you into it. And I feel like most people don't really think about that kind of thing when they're hearing a song, and it probably doesn't really make a huge difference. But I just feel like it should be told in a very consistent way. The story.
You can guarantee the best harmonizing in that perspective as well. Matching up.
Yeah.
I like to think of it as one huge voice as opposed to like a main vocal with a lot of layers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you layer upon layer after a while. Yeah,
I do think that there's a lot of like the stuff that sounds super produced now. It sounds like how do I say this? A lot of vocalists are starting to sound similar to each other, especially with screaming, and then with kind of that metalcore type of singing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just genuinely hard to tell who the band is. And I think that if you recognize my voice, you'll know it's Uncured because it's unique. I don't really think it necessarily sounds like anybody else.
Yeah, we're not trying to copy any other band. We're definitely trying to pave our own way while taking influences from hard rock and metal. But
we were talking about it before with them.
Yeah.
Our two main references are
Linkin Park
and
and not asking Alexandria.
Oh, that's a good
Bring Me the Horizon. Bring Me the Horizon.
Wasn't that during the show?
No, that was before.
That was before?
Yeah. No, actually, I was, to be completely honest, I was confused. I thought the show started immediately, so we were just talking about.
It was great though. Because you guys
got so much content.
Yeah,
you got Cameron in.
And it said you're backstage or in the green room, and we're like, all right, we're ready, almost showtime.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Either way, you guys are incredible, phenomenal, and gosh, I'm loving having you guys on the show. You're gonna have to come back. But before we wrap all that up, and we're not done yet.
Oh no, right.
We got to play you the song, the video.
Living Like I'm Dead. We got off track.
Yeah, and then we'll come back and wrap up after the song. So why don't you guys introduce the song, announce it like the WWE arena style.
Say it with the chest.
Like the Bruce Buffer kind of announcing.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I don't know. Like the guy that's like, living like I'm dead. I don't know if we're gonna. Maybe we can cut that part out.
Well, it's live. You can't do that.
We are actually, it'd be like fighting out of the purple corner from Northwest New Jersey. We got Rex and Zach in Uncured.
Keep going.
This song is called "Living Like I'm Dead."
When every
Oh.
And that was Living Like I'm Dead.
All right, we got some comments. Amazing. Love it. Awesome. Great use of multiple vocal tone, guys. Guitar and keys are awesome too. Mix is great.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah, that is definitely awesome. And that's nothing. Go to their YouTube channel and check out all their music. I'm head over heels with this band. It's my type of music. I love all music.
Also, did you
This is my
guys
go-to.
recognize the room?
Yeah, could you guys see it?
Yeah, and the
Did actually, yeah.
well, that, yeah.
You start to notice it.
I think you can see it says Conclave Studios in a couple shots too.
Yeah, like very quickly. You guys did really good at keeping the camera moving. And I think, you know, I think a lot of bands get wrapped in the, I need to set it right here. It has to be like this. And I need to, like, you know, and I love the sporadic feel, because if a song is all over with different changes, like Mike mentioned, having multiple vocal tones, stuff like that, having a crazy video with a crazy song, I think hypes it up.
Also, the way I like to think about it too is, if you're watching a performance, there's no chance you're going to be perfectly still like a camera. So if you do set it up like that, it's going to take you out of, you know, the experience a little bit. So it should be naturally having some ebb and flow on all fronts. You know, like as far as what the actual images are, the way that they're being shown in the lens, and everything like that.
Was that all one take?
No. We did. We filmed everyone probably, you know, like 10 times, and everyone like filmed each other pretty much. So tons of takes, tons of cameras.
Yeah. So,
well, sorry, one camera, but you know what I
tell
mean.
them about the fog, because we had a fog.
Oh yeah, and the fog machine is what, like before when we were trying to figure it out, we just had the tube lights, and it was like, all right, it looks all right, but it's just some lights in a room. When we added the fog, we were told to use a little bit, but then I was like, you know, the more fog, the better it looks. So I just had that machine pumping, and the room was full of fog, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. Let's do it all like this.
I will say one thing. So the room that we're in, it only has heating. It does not have any form of air conditioning besides the fan, which is, you know, doesn't really change the temperature. It just pushes air around. So, yeah, I'll tell you a little secret. We do wear makeup for those kind of videos, just because that's just how you do things. But anyway, so I was dripping sweat by the end of it, and you couldn't see it on my face because I had all this makeup on. But like the back of my shirt completely changed colors between the first and last take. And I actually think that we hit it pretty well. You can't see it at all, but no, it was hot in here with all that fog.
And that was during the summer, so no AC, just getting nice and toasty.
Man, those amps kick heat too. Like a lot of people who don't, like, the instruments kick off a lot of heat. You know,
we actually are not. We do have Mesa cabs back there, but we're a direct in band now.
So we did go to Axe Effects. So we have luckily no heat emitting gear adding to it, but you are
kind of hot,
right? But he's definitely right. Those guitar heads and bass heads heat up real quick. It's true. Could fry an egg on them.
That's how they used to eat their breakfast back in the day, you know. Those poor bands.
Yeah, and then, you know, back in the day when the tubes go out.
Oh yeah,
the tubes. Yeah.
That shit's fun. Ask Mike about that. He's old and ancient. He'll know about that.
Yeah, he just he says you guys all in the box now with recording.
So Axe Effects, straight into Pro Tools, and then we do some extra processing in Pro Tools as well. But everything now is a very simple process actually, which is nice because it allows us to focus solely on tones and musicianship and getting the perfect takes, as opposed to like spending hours finessing 6 different mics in front of a cabinet and then having somebody bump one and not remember what happened.
And with Axe Effects, you do get to select the microphone. Like it has microphone models and you get to select the cabinet and like the speakers. So there's a ton of versatility and like billions of combinations you could use, and you could even like position the mic. So the possibilities are really endless to get that tone that you're looking for.
I'd say if anybody is on the fence about it, don't be, because Axe Effects is fantastic. It's the best piece of equipment I've ever worked with. Besides maybe a specific plugin suite in Pro Tools that I love, but I don't
For guitar processors.
Yeah, for guitar processors, it's fantastic.
Yes.
And
Especially, oh, sorry for cutting you off, but I was going to say if you're tight on space when traveling, an AxeFX is only 2 rack mount units. We have the old AxeFX, and yay wide. So they don't take up a lot of space compared to like guitar heads and guitar cabs. So it's a great thing to have for a touring musician.
Yeah. Awesome. Plug and play is the way to go if you can do it, you know?
That's right.
Absolutely. I can agree. I've heard a lot of confessions on other bands stating the same thing. So definitely look into that.
Yes.
And don't forget to look into Uncured. Time is running short, and I would love to have you guys longer or on again, but we got to wrap this up here soon. So I want you guys to leave our audience with something, valuable. So do you have any input that you want to share with everybody?
Well, firstly, let us say thank you to everybody that's listened and everybody that has supported us throughout the years, come out to a show, even just streaming our music on Spotify. All of those things make a very big impact for us, and we appreciate it very much.
Yep. So we do appreciate everyone's support. As Rex said, come out to a show, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, even Twitter now, you name it. And
we made the plunge.
That's right. You'll be we're trying to we're going to be working as hard as we can to get our music to you guys. And thank you everyone for the support.
Thank you guys for coming and hanging out, man. It really means a lot to us, and your input and your maturity is well recognized, and you guys are going to go so far, man. I think a lot of bands could take notes from you guys for sure.
Thank you guys very much. Roxy, Antman, it's been a pleasure, and we hope to come on again sometime.
Hell yeah, definitely, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, RA Nation.
That's right.
Yeah, RA Nation.
Yeah.
Music life is family.
That's
right. Mike has subscribed to you guys, so
Thank
yes.
you.
All right. We're going to send you back out backstage. If you want to stick around, cool. If not, we'll catch you around again another time. Thank you so much for your time. Everybody go check them out. I highly recommend Uncured. They are phenomenal in so many levels, and they will capture your heart, and they will blow you away with their musicianship. So go check them out at Uncured. Thank you, fellas, so much.
Awesome.
Rex and Zach, we'll see you around next time.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Great talking with you guys. Thank you, everyone.
What up?
I'm impressed. I'm so impressed. Like they've blown my mind. I love them.
I always come in with a certain kind of something, and I really wanted to take this show tonight and listen to what they really had to say, because when you talk to a lot of young bands these days, for instance, I'm not going to name this band, but they had their first festival this past weekend. First time they played live, the first time they had a festival. They had a lot of first times over the weekend, and they did so well that they were offered an opportunity to have some gigs, paying gigs in the summertime. So when I knew we were having Uncured on the show, I'm like, these guys are relatively young. These guys are well advanced for where they're at, and what most people would say. And it's just, I was like, man, this is really awesome to see a lot of new stuff happening for good people.
Absolutely. I love to see things happen for people. I love to see their efforts being paid off for what they do, what they love. And it's not just a job, it's a passion. And I just love to see those efforts being paid off. And so that's why our nation is here, is to help have everybody walk into this industry together. We're going to do this as a team, because we're not against anybody. We're here to support everybody. Everybody might have their own way, but you can't always just, write it off. You got to kind of think about things and find that little niche. And the only way you can do that is get information from the experienced ones, right?
Mama Bear Roxy over there.
I can't help it.
Oh.
I also want to give out my support. I got IMS on tonight, so Yeah, IMS, Integrated Music Solutions, because they're so amazing and they're the ones bringing us some really awesome bands to the area. We got to show our support everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Local lineup included. And, you don't just start off by you,
I'm getting pushed.
you got to get there.
I'm getting pushed in the side here for. All right. So I was bugged. I've been being bugged about the opportunity of being a promoter for a weekend and putting a show together. And I'm getting poked about it, like, and so I don't know. It's all up in the air. What you're hearing is true, but I haven't decided if it's something I really want to do yet. I have a bunch of bands that have already hit me up and they're like, I want to play on your show. I'm like, I don't know if we're doing a show. I don't know what's happening. I don't.
That's why we go to the experienced ones for guidance, right? Yeah, man.
Yeah, like it's yeah, like I'm nervous, man, because some of the like there's good and there's bad.
Absolutely. And you gotta know your resources too. You gotta know where you gotta pull those in from, right? The
Right.
resources.
Yeah, and know who you're plugging into and know who they're plugging into. And you can take that any way you want, like, but it's important to know what thy is doing before thy can set forth to do something else. And word of advice, man, always make sure that you are giving 100% of everything you're going to expect from somebody else.
Remember, this is a business. This is not a lifestyle. It's a business, although it can be considered lifestyle. But remember that business. Okay. And just like any other business, you got to look into everything. Learn as much as you can to grow.
Yeah. I think that's one thing a lot of people forget at the end of the day, man. I want to leave you guys with my quote of the night. The loneliest moment in someone's life is when they are watching their whole world fall apart and all they can do is stare blankly. Don't be that. You can stand up, you can do it, you can change it all today. You just have to want it as bad as that person.
Yep. Thrive to strive to thrive.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much. We will see you guys next week with who we got next week. You want to tell them? You want to tell them? You tell them. You tell them. You tell them. You tell them.
I have to look at my schedule, to be honest with you.
You tell them.
We've got so many bands on the books for next week. Raven Black's up soon, and so next week is the Black Moods.
Yes.
The Black Moods. Sorry, I have lots of bands on the schedule here. I had to go look it up. Apologize for that. But it's always great. It's always fun here on RA Nation. And I want to give a big thank you for W4CY Radio, Talk 4 TV, and Music Familia Productions, as well as Standout Serpents. Go check out those reptiles and those exotic pets. Right. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of RA Nation. And we'll catch you next week, Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, or catch the replay whenever you can. Stay amazing.
Don't slap nobody.
And keep growing. See you next week.
Gotcha.